In the glow of the screen we gather round.
The air was thick with the kind of silence that roars louder than any thunderstorm. Miles's heart pounded against his ribcage like a war drum, each beat a desperate plea for survival. His wide, terrified eyes darted across the surreal landscape, the vibrant colors of the cliffs and sky almost mocking the terror that gripped him. The once serene hills now seemed like towering ancient sentinels, watching him with indifferent eyes. He could feel it, the presence of the unseen beast, like a dark shadow creeping at the edge of his sanity. Its breath was a cold, ghostly whisper on the nape of his neck, sending shivers down his spine. Miles's legs were jelly, shaking under the weight of dread, but he couldn't stop. Stopping meant certain doom, and he wasn't ready to become a footnote in some tale of horror. The sky was a cruel, indifferent blue, dotted with fluffy clouds that seemed too innocent for the nightmare unfolding below. Miles's breath came in ragged gasps, each one a desperate gulp of life-sustaining air. His mind was a storm of panic and fear, every rustle of leaves or snap of a twig amplified to a deafening crescendo of terror. He could almost see it in his mind's eye, the beast that chased him. It was a monstrous amalgamation of his worst nightmares, with eyes that glowed like embers in the darkness and teeth that could rend steel. It was the embodiment of every fear he'd ever had, given form and substance, chasing him through this twisted dreamscape. Miles's sweat-slicked skin glistened under the sun, his clothes clinging to him like a second skin. The ground beneath his feet seemed to pulse with a life of its own, each step a struggle against an invisible force that tried to drag him down. He stumbled, nearly falling, but sheer terror kept him upright, propelling him forward. The cliffs around him loomed like ancient gods, their craggy faces etched with the scars of millennia. They seemed to whisper to him, words of despair and foreboding that only heightened his fear. Miles's mind raced, searching for an escape, a way out of this waking nightmare. And then, in a moment of clarity amidst the chaos, he saw it, a narrow path winding up the side of a cliff, hidden in the shadows. It was a slim chance, a fragile thread of hope in a sea of despair, but it was all he had. With a final burst of energy, Miles sprinted towards it, praying that he could outrun the beast that haunted his every step. As he reached the path and began to climb, he dared to glance back. The beast was there, a dark, hulking figure at the edge of his vision, but it didn't follow. It watched him with eyes that burned like hellfire, and Miles knew that this was not the end. The chase would continue, the nightmare would persist, but for now he had won a brief reprieve in this twisted game of survival.